Schrodinger wave equation. In Newtonian mechanics, also known as classical mechanics, we have the equations of motions to represent the relation between the position of the particle in terms of displacement and the velocity. In quantum mechanics, Schrodinger wave equations are not analogous to the equations of motion in Newtonian mechanics exactly. Here the Schrodinger wave equation will not represent the exact position of a particle or a state of a system. That's because of the uncertainty principle. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle states that both position and linear momentum of a particle cannot be determined simultaneously with precision. Now, let us discuss the time-dependent Schrodinger wave equation. For that, we can consider a particle of mass m moving with energy E and linear momentum P in a potential field V. So, let us consider this particle who has a mass m, energy E, linear momentum P, moving in a potential field V. By the concept of matter waves, a particle in motion is always associated with a wave. So, let us describe the wave associated with this particle in motion, and let the wave equation be dou square xi by dou x square is equal to 1 by v square dou square xi by dou t square, where psi is the wave function which is a function of both position and time. Xi is a complex quantity. Xi as such does not have any physical significance, but the product of the complex quantity of xi with xi will give the idea about the probability density of a particle or a system, which will be discussed in the physical interpretation of wave function. Now, in the differential equation of wave, xi is a wave function, x and t are position and time, and v is the velocity associated with the wave. Now, the solution to the wave equation is xi is equal to a e raised to negative I omega t minus kx. This equation can be modified to write in terms of energy and position. Now, why we are writing in terms of energy and position? We are discussing the idea to find the state of a system in terms of the wave function xi, its energy and the potential energy. So, the total energy will be given by E is equal to P square by 2m plus V, that is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. We have represented the kinetic energy in terms of the linear momentum. Now, multiplying throughout by xi, we have equation E xi is equal to P square xi by 2m plus V xi. Now, this is equation 2. Now, we want to find P square xi and E xi. We have the terms omega and k which are not related, but we can relate as we have E is equal to h nu from the Planck's quantum theory. The energy associated with a quanta with frequency nu is h nu. The frequency nu can be expressed in terms of the angular frequency as omega over 2 pi. H divided by 2 pi is the reduced Planck's constant. So, the quantization of energy is now expressed in terms of the angular frequency omega, which we will be making use in this equation later on. Now, we have the linear momentum of the particle and the wavelength related by P is equal to h by lambda by the de Broglie concept of matter waves. Now, here lambda is 2 pi over k. So, 2 pi by k, 1 by k goes to the numerator. Again, h by 2 pi, h will be replaced with the reduced Planck's constant, as h by 2 pi is the reduced Planck's constant, h cut. So, P is equal to h cut k. We will make use of these two relations in the solution of wave equation, so as to write xi is equal to a e raised to negative I by h cut Et minus Px. Here I have replaced omega with E by h cut from this relation, and I have replaced k with P by h cut from this relation. Let this be equation 3. Now we have to relate it to equation 2, which is in terms of E xi and P square xi. So P coefficient of x and E is a coefficient of t. So let us differentiate this equation 3 with respect to x and t to relate to the equation 2. So differentiating with respect to x, dou xi by dou x. So dou xi by dou x is equal to, so here we have a as a constant, the exponential term. So a e raised to negative I by h cut et minus px multiplied by negative I by h cut times negative p. The term on RHS is xi. So dou xi by dou x is the term on RHS, that is xi, multiplied by negative I by h cut times negative p. Negative of negative is positive. So ip by h cut. This is the first derivative of equation 3 with respect to x. Now let us differentiate it once again because we want p square xi. So differentiating once again with respect to x, the second derivative dou square xi by dou x square is again the same quantities are differential multiplied by ip by h cut. So it will be I square p square by h cut square xi. Here I square is a negative 1, so I am now replacing I square with negative 1. So dou square xi by dou x square is equal to negative p square xi by h cut square, which on rearranging p square xi is equal to negative h cut square dou square xi by dou x square. This is equation 4. Now to find a relation between E and xi, let us differentiate equation 3 with respect to time t. So dou xi by dou t is equal to, so what is dou xi by dou t? Again constant and exponential term. So the entire term multiplied by the coefficient of t, which is negative I e by h cut. So the term on RHS is xi multiplied by negative I e by h cut. Negative I e by h cut. Now E xi can be written as E xi is equal to negative h cut by I dou xi by dou t. Now in order to remove the negative sign, let us multiply and divide this equation with I, so that I square is negative 1. So negative of negative makes it positive. So we have E xi is equal to I h cut dou xi by dou t. So that is equation 5. Now we will use equation 4 and equation 5 in equation 2. That is equation 4, total energy multiplied by xi. So E xi is equal to I h cut dou xi by dou t is equal to p square xi is minus h cut square dou square xi by dou x square. So p square xi divided by 2m plus v xi. This equation is time dependent Schrodinger equation in one dimension. I h cut dou xi by dou t is equal to negative h cut square by 2m dou square xi by dou x square plus v xi. Now to find the time dependent Schrodinger equation in 3 dimension, let us replace dou square xi by dou x square with the 3-dimensional counterpart, that is dou square xi by dou x square plus dou square xi by dou y square plus dou square xi by dou z square, which is del square xi, where del is the mathematical operator, nabla, so equation 7 represents Schrodinger wave equation in 3 dimensions. The LHS of the equation is energy E xi, so the RHS should also be the energy. Sum of kinetic and potential energy is the total energy. Now p square by 2m plus v times xi can be written as h xi, where h is the operator, the quantum mechanical operator associated with the total energy known as the Hamiltonian. In order to derive the time independent Schrodinger equation from the time dependent Schrodinger equation, the LHS of time dependent Schrodinger equation is E psi. E psi is equal to negative h cut square by 2m dou square psi by dou x square plus V psi we will take V psi to the LHS and rearrange so that dou square psi by dou x square plus 2m E minus V by h cut square psi is equal to 0. So rearranging the equation, replacing I h cut psi by dou t in terms of the total energy E, we have the time independent Schrodinger equation.